This is an exhausting job.
And here's the news.
Oh, thanks, Clark.
Can you tell your buddy to get rid of this Batmobile on my way?
I've been trying to for days now. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Haydenfilms Minutes. I am your host, Alec Barber, but before we get into the minutes for today, I'd just like to remind you that this episode of the Haydenfilms Minutes is sponsored by the $10,000 Haydenfilms 1.0 screenwriting competition. That's right, if you're a screenwriter and you're looking to win $10,000 or just looking to get your work out there, you can submit your screenplay to our link at filmfreeway.com, which will be provided in the description below, so you can enter the chance to win $10,000. So be sure to check that out. Also, if you like the content that we develop here at Hayden Films, be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell button so you can get more videos like this. Or if you'd like to check out previous episodes of the Hayden Films Minutes, or perhaps check out our podcast, the Haydenfilms Verge, be sure to click that fancy schmancy button right there. Now, on to the news. Our first article comes from the New York Times. TikTok mansions are publicly traded now? A business trying to make money off mansions full of TikTok influencers has gone public on the stock market through an unusual deal. It involves a former Chinese healthcare company, and if it sounds confusing, well, in this article, it can be explained. A brief overview of this is that there is a healthcare company that has been using TikTok influencers in order to promote and create advertisement revenues. And instead of paying them directly, they sort of had an unusual exchange as a form kind of rent for content development, where the company would post up mansions in California for influencers to live at, and in exchange for living at these quarters, they will create content for said company. However, this has been having its ups and downs recently on the stock market due to the fact that influencers usually come and go within a few months of these houses due to internal conflicts between the producers and the influencers themselves. So this is unusual, right? But here's the thing. It's actually pretty efficient thinking about the home living economics of influencers and using influencers to promote. And it comes across as not as costly efficient in this article, which goes more in depth with this. But influencers are obviously a big aspect of the advertisement age, so instead of paying them a flat-out fee for them to just do one single advertisement and walk away, why not give them a reward? And I think that's what the perspective of this was in the article itself. Talking about keeping a consistent amount of content for specific influencers in exchange for a relatively decent living. I mean, I wish I could live in a mansion for that matter, for making beautiful Hayden Films Minutes like this, but I just enjoy the content alone, and I just think that's a really interesting article. It goes more in depth about the stock exchange and the percentages of how these mansions are being publicly traded on the stock market. Also goes into the app Robinhood a little bit. If you'd like to check it out, we'll have a link in the description below. It's a really fascinating article. But now, let's get down to business and talk about technology. In this next article from CNET, Black Friday phone deals, iPhone 11, Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, and Galaxy A71, and more. Tons of Black Friday cell phone deals are already available, and here's the best ones that CNET has found so far, giving us some examples of the Galaxy S20 Ultra from Samsung, where you can save up to $200 directly from the Samsung website, purchasing it at $1,200. And the Galaxy S20 Plus, where you can also save $200 and pay a flat-out fee of $1,000 directly on the Samsung website. And this goes more in depth with these deals for specific phones from Amazon, Samsung and Apple, for that matter. And with the Black Friday season just around the corner, it's going to be showing up this Friday, of course, after Thanksgiving. We got to think of the latest and greatest gifts that we got to get. Perhaps our relatives, our children, loved ones, perhaps your spouse, perhaps your boyfriend, girlfriend. And CNET really provides an in-depth detail on the awesome savings that are coming out for Black Friday and Cyber Monday in the realm of technology via smartphones. I know I have my classic Samsung Galaxy Note 9, and I got that around the holidays as well at a relatively cheap price with a $200 cut. But, you know, any savings that you can obtain, especially during Black Friday for these new and expensive, increasingly expensive for that matter, smartphones, I say go for it. And of course, in this article, they explain all the key features that are coming out with these specific models, so you know exactly what you're paying for. So thank you, CNET, for giving us this awesome recommendation of your list of new smartphone technologies and the awesome deals you can get for Black Friday. And while we're talking about transactions and we're talking about shopping and e-commerce and stuff like that, I think there's no better way to conclude the minutes today than with this article from Decrypt.co. What makes the Bitcoin blockchain secure? The Bitcoin blockchain has proven to be remarkably resilient in its decade-plus history. Here's what keeps it safe from attack. In a brief summary from Decrypt.co, compromising and taking control of the Bitcoin network is a challenging prospect. That's because Bitcoin is cryptographic, irreversible, distributed, and public. Brute forcing private keys or hijacking the blockchain by controlling 50% of the network's computing power are all but impossible. So when we're talking about cryptocurrency and blockchain here, this could also be explained in the article. We're talking about a completely secure transaction base. And as we've discussed in previous minutes, we've seen companies, trade distribution companies, at high risk for being hacked, and a lot of people's finances being also completely destroyed by these hackers, usually for financial interests. But the thing about blockchain, and in particular Bitcoin, that's what makes it so unique, is that because it's a cryptocurrency, crypto meaning cryptographic, it's nearly virtually impossible to access somebody's Bitcoin itself. Now, what does this mean? Well, Bitcoins are processed on a small network called a blockchain. And a blockchain is essentially an open ledger to the public of every single exact transaction that goes on with Bitcoins. And that's what makes it secure, is that essentially everybody sees exactly where Bitcoin is going, where it's being processed from, where it's going, and there's no way you can break the middle ground in between these transaction processes from checkpoint A to checkpoint B. It's completely secure because everybody is holding accountable these Bitcoin currencies every 10 minutes or even up to a few hours or so. And with these Bitcoin encryptions, the encryption code for the Bitcoin is strictly to the transactionee or the hoster of the Bitcoin itself, which means it's virtually impossible to hack because only one person can know the cryptocurrency chain at a time, and everybody else is monitoring it. And since there are up to 1,077 possible combinations, it's generally impossible for somebody to brute force search a specific Bitcoin. And this article really just brings out the efficiency of the Bitcoin blockchain and how people can see where their cryptocurrency is exactly going. And another security about Bitcoin is that you can't reverse transactions like you can with third-party networks, such as returning a gift to Amazon or eBay. Once the Bitcoin is out there, it's out there. It's done. Everybody sees where it has gone, and there's no way of being able to reverse that at any time. So people cannot be scammed. It's a completely open, transparent, secure transaction system. So why is this important for the modern digital age? And why is it important much now? Well, it's in this reporter's opinion that we are starting to see cryptocurrency evolve into something more of an economical tool than something that few people just trade back and forth on the internet. Ever since its early birthing in the 90s and the early 2000s, Bitcoin has become much more valuable. I mean, dramatically valuable. We've seen a maximum increase in the stock market in regards to cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, and that's because of just the efficiency of the transactions that occur in Bitcoin. And when people are investing into these Bitcoins, they're not looking for doing anything sketchy with these transactions. They just want their transactions to be open and transparent while maintaining security, so you know exactly what you're getting at an exact time. And security is so important nowadays with all the online hackers and people wanting to get gifts for their families and stuff of that nature. So Bitcoin being one of the most efficient cryptocurrencies, I see it overtaking perhaps physical currency in the future. And there's no better way to conclude the articles of the minutes today than to say, if you liked our content today and how we discussed it, be sure to like and subscribe down below. And if you'd like to check out more into blockchain and Bitcoin research, we also have an article directly to decrypt.co in the description. And once again, this is Alec Barber from Haydenfilms Minutes telling you to stay healthy, stay informed, and stay safe. Thank you.